welcome. We've got assistance this evening from Mocha, our tortoiseshell cat, and she's decided to take pride of place on my craft table. Little does she know that she's going to get moved shortly. But in the meantime, while I give her a little cuddle, good evening to you all. It's Friday, the 1st of December 2023. My name's Jenny McCormack. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire here in the UK. Thank you for joining me this evening. A slightly different live this evening. I posted a photograph of all my paper snips. So I have about 8 pairs of paper snips for various classes and coffee and card, and they were all getting a little bit blunt and a little bit dirty, so I decided the other day, therapeutically, it's really good for the soul to sit and get them all cleaned. And Carol Valentine from the US asked me what I used, as did a few other people, and Carol actually suggested I do a video. So I thought I would just nip on. I'm not normally here on a Friday, so welcome if you're catching me live. And I just want to show you what she's back again. What I use for cleaning my paper snips or any scissors, and also how I get them sharpened. I need to move you out of the way, darling. Sorry, Mocky, you can sit on my lap. There we go. I'm not sure how long that will last. So, the tools I have for cleaning my paper snips and sharpening them are, I use a Fiskars Scissor sharpener. Hi Moretta, I hope you're keeping well. Oh, I'm going to have to move you out, darling. You can come back after. So I use this Fiskars Scissor sharpener. They're available. I don't know whether I've got mine locally or online, but you really want ones that are designed for scissors and not knives, because the edges of scissors are very different to the single edge of a knife. So this is just a small one that just does scissors, but you can get some that will do knives and scissors. Not particularly expensive. And all you do is you take your scissors and you put them, there's like a steel rod in there at a special angle, and then all you do is put them in and then draw them together as if you're cutting. And I tend to do them about 10 times. That's about all you need. So just like you're cutting paper or ribbon, and that just sharpens it at the right angle. I guess you can just hold it down there like that. I mean, whatever's comfortable for you. Like so. And then hopefully you'll be able to cut your ribbon or whatever you want. And what you want to do to check that it's sharp right the way across is not only trim with the very top end of the blade, but also from the very bottom, and then you know that you've got it nice and sharp. So that is the scissor sharpener. So this is a Fiskars brand one. I've had it for absolutely ages, and you can use them for any type of scissors. So if you've got larger scissors, you can use it on those in exactly the same way. So just basically you're cutting it, and the force of doing that, let's have a look and see, will do the job. So I hope you're well, Moretta. Oh, just in your message. Thank you. That's better. So I can tell this is a little bit more blunt at the bottom end, but quite sharp at the top. So just take it right into the bottom there. You might find these in, you might find scissor sharpeners in a stationer's. You might also find them in a sewing shop, both of which are in rather short supply these days. Luckily we have a very good stationer's shop here in Brackley. We no longer have a sewing or a knitting shop. Funnily enough, we were talking about that just today. We used to have a great shop called the Spinning Wheel, run by Janet. She still lives in this town, but she retired. And that's a lovely little shop. So that's the sharpening. And then in terms of the cleaning, you can use turpentine or white spirit. I tend to use this particular one called Sticky Stuff Remover. And again, you can get this from stationers, you can get it from Lakeland Plastics, and you can also get Goo Gone, which is a similar sort of thing. And what I like to do is just put a little on a cloth like that, and then just apply it to the scissors, and this gets rid of any adhesive. It's good for removing labels obviously as well. If it's very stuck on or it's a large amount, then what you can do is just put this straight onto the area and then just let it work on that first, and then you might just need a little bit of pressure to remove anything sticky. Now this is also perfect for cleaning your trimmers. So there we go, nice and sharp, like so, and nice and clean. Not sure you can see that particularly. Hi Teresa. So if you've got a trimmer, it's very easy if you're working with it a lot to get glue and adhesive on this back piece and also on here. So you can, I'm just going to take the blades out. What I like to do is you can remove this piece here. It's got two little prongs and I'm just going to extend them out. So you do get a lot of dirt and bits and pieces and ink and glue on the back of this. So you can use the same thing. I like to use this because it's not toxic, but if you're happy to, you could use a white spirit or turpentine, lighter fluid. So just apply a bit of pressure on there, and with this particular trimmer, paper trimmer from Stampin' Up, it comes with a 1-inch rule here, so a ruler in inches, and you can get a replacement that has centimetres on. So if you find your numbers are rubbing out, I mean I use mine extensively and it gets used obviously at class and coffee and card, although I do have 4 of them, so it does spread the load a little bit. But what you can do is get this piece replaced and it has a centimetre ruler on it. And I work in centimetres most of the time, so I have bought one in centimetres, and that's usually the one I have on my desk, not always. There we go, just giving that a good clean. It's got quite a nice smell to it, this one as well. So as I say, you can use lighter fluid and things like that. Just be a little bit careful though, obviously. with the fumes and things like that. And also, if you've got anything too strong, you don't want to rub off the writing on here. And then, I don't know if you can see, there's bits of glue on my base plate here. You can see it here, hopefully. And so, every so often, I'll do the same thing. You can just put it straight on here. This lasts ages. I had this when the children were small. Not this particular one, another one. And again, just give it a good wipe over. And you may notice on your trimmer that you get a rippling effect, particularly on this left hand side, and that's because the paper trimmers come with a very thin plastic film to protect them. And very often what I find is that people don't see it and they don't remove it, because you don't need to, but occasionally it starts bubbling up if you use it a lot, and all you need to do is just peel that film away. That's looking better as it is. You can see a bit of glue up here on the top. Okay, and then finally I'm going to clean this little channel here. Now, in our old trimmers there was a piece of channel that came out and you could turn it over and clean it. This one is embedded, which is actually much better because it doesn't then fall out. So what I'm going to do is just run this along here, start with, and then if you've got a spare piece of card, just a piece of scrap card, what you want to do is just run it down that channel and get rid of any lint or bits of paper that get trapped in there. Like so. I don't know if you can see, there's just a little bit of dirt on that edge. I don't think that will pick it up really. But just do that a couple of times, and if you find that your blade isn't cutting cleanly, you're getting a rough edge, first thing I recommend you do is just make sure that this track is cleaned, because if you've got very small paper fibres, they sink into here and you can't necessarily see them. I'm just going to see if I've got another one that might be a bit more obvious. So this is the clean on the right hand side. You can't really see it, but this is the clean shiny one, and then this is the dirty one. So I'm just going to run that piece of card down, see if you can see how much comes out. Ah yes, perfect. So if you can see, but there's some of the lint, those little fibres that have come out of the track here. You can see there's more in there, and it might be bits of glue. You know, if you've got a piece that you've attached glue to and then cut it in the trimmer, the glue can stick in there. If you've got a very fine needle, you could also use that. You don't want to use anything too pointed and sharp because you don't want to damage this channel. So while I'm here, I'm just going to clean this one up. Why not? So that is, hi Diane, I hope you're well this evening. So while I'm here, just going to clean this off. So as I say, you can use you know, just white spirit or turpentine. People don't tend to have turpentine these days, do they? But turpentine, terps, white spirit. You can use a bit of alcohol in it, but I prefer to use something that's not quite as harsh. Just so much nicer. You can see how much dirt has come off on that track, and the scissors, to be fair. Okay, and then I can see that this is dirty underneath because it gets your hands on it. So again, you can just lift it out of this channel, the top one, the bottom, let those come out. Look at it. One. And I can clean this in the same way, and it'll really make a difference. So always check if it's not cutting particularly well. It doesn't necessarily mean it needs a new blade. It could be that there's a little bit of paper stuck on the blade. Just be careful because that is very sharp. But more than likely it's just got some dirt on the track. Now I've probably got enough of the sticky stuff remover, so this is what I'm using. It says tackles chewing gum, tar, adhesive, wax, wet paint, sticky tape, label residue, crayon grease, grime, shoe polish, scuff marks, sealant, and more. Okay, as I say, you can get replacement ones of these if for any reason it gets damaged, or you want the centimetre ruler. Now you can use a baby wipe. I much prefer to use a microfiber cloth or just a standard. You could use a duster. I just don't like using kitchen roll or baby wipes if I can help it. This is much better for the environment. So that's the handle bit. That's much better. So as I say, I sat down with my scissors and did all of my scissors the other day. So I highly recommend it. And you can usually tell if the track on your trimmer needs cleaning because it sounds sort of rough as you're running it along, whereas it should sound quite smooth. I know that sounds a bit silly, doesn't it, really, but there we go. And that's it. I'm just looking to see if I've got any of these have got their plastic layer on, and they haven't. I think they've all been taken off. I've had these since they came out, so okay. So to put this back in its track, you've got a little notch here and another one here at the bottom, and the ruler side goes on the right, and you just tuck that in the top one. I'll just bring it around like this, and then you just want to ease it in the other end like so. That's that, and then just pop your blades back on. Hi Sylvia, I hope you're well. So no crafting this evening, just some hints and tips on cleaning your trimmer and your scissors. So if you can hear, that runs really smoothly. And when you're using your trimmer, you shouldn't need to apply pressure on the blade. You should be able to just run it straight down like that. Okay, you don't need to push it down, because if you're pushing it down unnecessarily into the track, then you can get a little ridge on the side of your paper because you're making it go into the hole. So just literally draw it down. It's a double-sided blade, so you can use it going up and coming down. If you favour one way or the other, then every so often just lift your blade out and turn it round. So that you're using both sides of the blade. If you do it both ways, then that doesn't matter quite as much. So there's that one. Let's put the other one back. This. And then we're good to go. Nice clean trimmers. So just hop that one back in there. The other one in, and then don't forget obviously to put the blades back. And you can buy replacement blades. They come in a pack of 4 for the blades themselves, and then you can at the moment buy replacement scoring blades. Now you shouldn't need to replace it in terms of because it's just scoring, it's not going to go blunt because it's not sharp to start with, but occasionally it might fall out of the track, you might have lost one. So you can at the moment order replacement blade, scoring blades. They're online exclusive items, so they're not in a catalogue. We requested that Stampin' Up allow us to sell replacement scoring blades, but I don't know how long they'll do that for. So if you think you might lose one, or you have already lost one, the scoring blades come in a pack of 2, and you can order those, and the main blades come in a pack of 4. I always keep spare blades here, so in an emergency and you need some or need one, then if you come to Coffee and Card, I can obviously bring you one and then swap it out. And then if you come to class, I can do the same, or I can pop one in the post. What I wanted to show you just finally, and I know it's reflecting, I'm sorry, this has got the centimetre markings on. If I just put this under here, oh, that's where my spare scoring blade went. I thought I'd lost one, look, and that's because I put 2 on one trimmer. Well, that explains where that went to. So this one here, if you can see, has got, I'll bring it out of the light, centimetre score lines or markings, and this one has got inches. If you can see that going down here, it probably faded a little bit. And this is particularly useful if you want to cut a square, for example, in the middle. So what you can do is, if I want something that starts at 3 centimetres, I can start it here at 3 and go to 6, and then I can turn it round and do the same thing. This will be in the wrong place though, but 3, 6, it would work if it was a square piece. And now I've dropped it out. Let's start with the square piece and I'll show you what I mean. If you want to cut a window out, so let's make this 9 centimetres square. So 9, okay, 8 centimetres square, 8 by 8. And then if I wanted to put a window in the centre, what I can do is position this at 2 and take my blade until it gets to the 2 here, and then take it down to 6 and turn this around, position it at 2, and I can start it at 6 if I want. Here I'm struggling slightly because it's not directly underneath me, if that makes any sense. And then the same here, 2, position it at 2, take it down to 6, and then finally here. And because I'm not quite over it, I'm looking at an angle, so I'm just going to slide that up a little bit. Hopefully that will have got it. That corner there, that one there, and finally that one. I think I've got it now. There you go. So apart from the fact that I moved that a little bit, so that's an exact square, and that's 2 centimeters all the way around. And that's where this channel is useful for here. If you don't want to measure it, if you mark it and measure it, then that's absolutely fine. Okay, and that's it really. Just wanted to show you cleaning of your trimmer base. Seen a little bit on this one, I might as well clean one in here. And these elements here won't rub off. There we go. Let's get rid of that, might as well. And so what I like to do is take this track off completely so you can clean the bottom. And then just along the track, grab a piece of card, let's run it down a few times, and then if you've got a little bit on that cloth, you can do the same thing. There we are. So thank you so much. Not particularly exciting, but hopefully it's shown you some useful hints and tips with your trimmer, how to take that off, and magically how to find a missing blade. So thank you so much everyone. Do have a great weekend. I will upload this to YouTube. It's one of those useful, useless videos, but I hope it's proved helpful to someone. So have a great weekend. These are the products that I've used, not sold by Stampin' Up obviously. So I've used sticky stuff remover, there's Goo Gone. You could also use, as I say, if you're careful, white spirit or turpentine. And then this was the Fiskars Scissor sharpener that I used. I'm sure there's other brands of them as well, but you really want one that's specifically for scissors, not for knives, because of the way that these scissor blades are angled. And once they're sharp, just be careful. All of our scissors do actually come with a protective scissor holder for the blades. Of course I can't find one when I'm looking for one, but they have a little cover that comes in there, especially if you've got young children around the house, just to make sure they don't do themselves an injury. So thank you so much everyone. Do have a great weekend. If you're here in the UK or anywhere where there's cold weather forecast, please be careful. We do have snow forecast here for Sunday, but we'll wait and see. Who knows? Thank you so much everyone. Do take care. Look after yourselves and your loved ones. Thanks for joining me this evening for my impromptu extra live. Thank you. Bye for now.